Hey, guys, it's Wicked here. Today I wanted to talk about how hybrids work in my OC universe. I've realized I often talk about the characters but not actually how being a hybrid really works. So essentially, the bare bones explanation is that they're half human, half animal, obviously. But how that even happens is where things come into play. In the late 2020s, scientists were trying to make human-animal hybrids in order to try and strengthen the human bond with nature. In order to do that, they secretly targeted women who were using IVF treatments. They would replace the human male part being used with an animal part, without anyone knowing. Then, when the child was born, they would run a few tests to make sure it was healthy and give it back to the parents. The parents would either do one of two things: accept the child and its odd condition, or put it up for adoption. Now, as for how the animal part of these children come into play, they usually will have the ears of whatever animal they are mixed with. If it has a tail, they'll have one. And their feet are usually that of their animal. Sometimes their nose will even resemble that of the animal. Like how Lihel's nose is kind of rounded, resembling the nose of a lion. They usually also have animal instincts, meaning if they're mixed with a cat, they'll have the urge to hunt birds or such. And dogs will have the instinct to protect their owners or to herd if they're part of a herding breed. Cows or bulls, like Macedon is, are easily startled, but also will headbutt with horns. Since they have feet of an animal, there really aren't shoes made for them, so they usually will either wear flip-flops or go around with bare feet. They're the only people able to bypass no shoes, no service signs, even though employees will still try to enforce it anyways. Them being part animal can also come with deformities, however. Sometimes they get the hands of the animal instead of feet, sometimes they get beak-like faces. They can even sometimes be blind or have trouble seeing if the animal does too, or be partially deaf. As majority of these hybrids are in America, just being a hybrid in general is viewed as being legally disabled, so in turn they are eligible under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Another thing is that hybrids are infertile. That's what defines a hybrid. Otherwise they would classify as their own species. Meaning two of the main characters, Macedon and Ava, cannot have kids, despite what people would like to think. Thanks for listening to me ramble about my world building. If you made it this far, leave a cactus emoji to confuse people who didn't watch the whole thing.